This conference will now be recorded.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Yeah. So let me repeat again. So today we are going to learn something all about the case management. So when do we go for the case management? What is the purpose of the going with the case management? Okay, so if you want to know that case management is generally in our real life in our real life scenario, okay, we are going to implement many number of the applications. Okay, we are going to implement many number of the applications. So what are those applications? Like, okay, applying for the vehicle insurance, applying for the home loan insurance. Okay, otherwise you can take something called onboarding. Okay, like onboarding process. So onboarding process means what? Whenever you want to join in the organization, so first what they will do after releasing the offer letter, they will be taking something called your documents, your educational information, your previous experience information. Okay, your previous experience information. So these things they are going to take, and once after taking the previous experience information, what they will do, they will send it for the background checking. Okay, there will be some internal teams in some of the organizations, so where the background verification will be done, and sometimes the company is going to give for the external people, okay, to do the background verification. Okay, so in the background verification what they will do, okay, they will be doing again your educational verification, and the second one they would be doing your previous company's past history. Okay, and then the third one like the police verification, like the legal, is there any legal legalities on your personal cases or something would be there. So police history is fine. So likewise there are various number of the stages. So to configure these stages we can go for the case types. Okay, in Pega, to implement any functionality with various stages we can go with the case types. Okay, so even if you take our vehicle insurance kind of thing, okay, we will be having the various stages, like first collect the personal details, and then collect the vehicle insurance vehicle details, and third one, okay, pay billing. Okay, pay the insurance amount. Okay, and later, okay, in case if you take for any claims, so take the claims information. Okay, and at last, okay, we can resolve the case. So likewise various stages we can implement in each and every case. So how we can create these stages? Okay, in Pega, how we can create these stages, how we can move from one stage to another stage, so that you can implement, okay, through the case type. So here we have something called case types. Okay, if you select this, okay, we can see add a case type. Okay, so to create a new case you can just select this one. Okay, so it is asking that add a case type. So I have just given you vehicle insurance. Okay, and along with the vehicle insurance, okay, whether you want to derive the pattern inheritance and as well as the direct inheritance by which class. So that means it is going to create vehicle insurance class, okay, by following the prefix of the pattern inheritance class and as well as the direct inheritance class, and along with that you will be having the rule set as well as the version. Okay, so by giving that, okay, if you submit it, then you will be getting this vehicle insurance. Okay, edit case type. So here this is the case type rule, okay, on which we can specify various stages and all. Okay, so here in the data model, okay, we can just select the properties which you wanted to add as part of this class. Okay, and along with that you have something called workflow tab. Under the workflow tab, okay, you can specify the stages here in the graphical. Okay, in a graphical user interface, okay, you can select the various stages. So stages are a powerful way to split the overall life cycle of the case into milestones and manageable sections. So processes can be added to a stage in order to help guide the work and activity need to progress to the next stage. So processes consist of a series of steps that define how work is performed. Okay, so how the work will be performed, here you can specify. Here if you take, he has given just one example, okay, in a picture. So approval, okay, and then reimbursement, and then resolve, and then complete the stage. Okay, so let's create our own life cycle. So by selecting add life cycle. Okay, you see here. So it is asking that, okay, case life cycle. Okay, under the case life cycle, this is the first stage. Okay, this is the first stage. As I said, okay, initially customer details I would like to collect. Okay, now and then the second stage. Here you can add it. Okay, so if you just select this plus icon, okay, and then it is going to add the new stage. So after the customer details, okay, like vehicle details. Okay, and then the third one is like a billing. Okay, and then okay, so if you want you can claim, and then the last one like I wanted to resolve. Resolve case. So like this, I'm going to add 5 stages into the application. In this vehicle insurance, I would like to have the 5 stages. Okay, so here for the last stage, the resolve case. Okay, for the resolve case, what I want to do is, as I want to resolve the case, then here you can see the properties of that each and every stage here. Okay, when you select any of the stage here, okay, we can see the properties in the right hand panel. Okay, so to resolve this case, you can select simply resolve the case. Okay, resolve the case. So again, by what status you wanted to resolve the case? I told you, like initially we have okay new state of the case. Okay, and again customer details collection of this case. So likewise here, okay, we have the various statuses will be there for the work object. Okay, so here we can select resolve completed, and even in case if you want to select with different statuses also, you can select that. You see, resolve duplicate. Okay, sometimes one person may be trying to claim for the duplicate one. Okay, same accidental insurance. Okay, he wanted to claim for 2 times. So in that case, what we can do is we can do the resolve duplicate. Okay, resolve partial, resolve rejected. In case it is not a valid one, then we can even reject it. So likewise, there are various stages available, will be available. You can select whichever you want. Okay, and once after resolving the case, so even if you want, you can delete the open assignments upon resolution. So that also you can select. Okay, and the next one is the service level agreement. Okay, so the service level agreement also, if you want, you can apply. Earlier we learned about the SLAs. Okay, service level agreement, SLA. So that means, okay, if it is passed to any of the particular operator for the approval, okay, he need to be approve it within 24 hours. If he doesn't approve in 24 hours, we can either route it to the different operator. So those things, those functionality will implemented in the SLA. So in case if you want to apply this SLAs also, you can apply it. Okay, so these are the various statuses and various properties available for each and every stage. In case for the claim, okay, if you want to apply, you can select the claim. Okay, but this time it's not a resolve the case. So only at the end of the stage, I wanted to resolve by approving or rejecting it. Okay, so wait for the user action. That means in this case, he want to perform the various things. Okay, so like this. So here I have just added the template. Okay, it's like a just to design. I did not add any of the functionality. I just said that okay, my application will be having these 5 stages, but in each and every stage, what you have to do, you can implement here. Okay, you can implement here. Under this stage, you can add a process. Okay, so what is the process in Pega? In Pega, process is nothing but a one flow. Okay, in Pega, process is nothing but a one flow. So we will be having the standard flow, we will be having the screen flow. Okay, we will be having the standard flow, screen flow. Okay, and again straight through process flow. So likewise, various types of the flows available. Subflow. Okay, so any of the flow you can select here. So to add the flow here, what you can do, you can under the process you can select okay process, add step. Okay, so again what exactly you want to do in the initial screen. Okay, in the flow, the very first thing what exactly you wanted to do. So I want to collect the customer details. So collect customer information. Okay, we can select collect information. Okay, so what it is doing is when you add a process automatically, okay, it is going to add customer details process. Under that, okay, it is asking for the collect information, what exactly you wanted to do here. Okay, so the collect information, generally how you can collect the information from the users? So if you want to accept the customer details from the user, how exactly you can do that? By creating a section, and then the section will be placed in the flow action, and then the flow action will be referred from the flow. So this and all it is doing by itself for us. Okay, it and all it is doing by itself for us. Okay, so collect customer details. Okay, so likewise we are going to adding it now. After collecting the customer details, okay, so what exactly you want to do? Collect address details. Okay, and then the vehicle details. Okay, even for the vehicle details also, what exactly you wanted to perform? Collect the vehicle details. Okay, collect vehicle details. Okay, so and then here under the building, what exactly I want to do? Generate bill. Here claim the insurance. Okay, so and this is anyway resolved one. Okay, so sometimes what we want to do, we want to add the alternate stages as well. Okay, how we can add the alternate stages? By approve or reject it. Okay, by approve or reject it. So once if you select this, okay, after selecting the plus step, okay, if you select approval or rejection, okay, approval or rejection. So here it is going to add the alternate stages. Okay, so every claim will not be approved or every claim will not be rejected. So based on the condition, they are moving further. Okay, based on the condition, they are moving further. Okay, so that alternate stages can be performed here. So how exactly? By creating the decision rule likewise. Okay, verify claim. Okay, verify claim. Okay, like that. Now if you do this and if you save it, okay, so if you go to the App Explorer, okay, you see here the vehicle insurance, the class has been created automatically for us. Okay, we did not create this vehicle insurance. So once if you create the case, so based on the class structure which you have selected, we have selected this work class will be the parent class. Okay, and if you expand that, if you expand the process and if you expand the flow, you will be seeing total 5 flows here. Okay, you are seeing total 5 flows. Okay, so one for the customer details and one for the vehicle details and the billing and again claim. Okay, the last one is what? Resolved. Okay, the last one we have something called resolve the case. But for the resolve case, it is just resolving the existing case. We are not having any of the flow here. Okay, for resolving the case, we don't need any of the flow here. So we can just select, okay, it will only have the 4 flows. Okay, and what about this py start case? Okay, I will tell you about that as well. Okay, so but right now for each and every stage, it is going to have the different flow. Okay, it is going to create the different flow whenever you add any of the particular stage. So as we have the initial customer details, it has created the customer details flow. Okay, vehicle details flow. And even if you open that, okay, in case if you want to see that, okay, you just open it. You see what happened? This flow contains 2 assignments, okay, with 2 flow actions, collect customer details and again collect address details. How it has come? So based on the steps we have added. as we have added the 2 steps for each and every collect information. You see here, whenever you select collect information step here, automatically it will update the flow here. Okay, it is going to add one more assignment, and for that assignment it is going to give the one more flow action. So likewise, every collect information step is going to have the separate flow action. It is going to add the assignment, and then again it is going to add the connector, and then it is going to add the flow action. Okay, so that is the customer details. The next one is what you see here. Let's see this claim one, how exactly it will be there. If you open the claim flow, you see here what happened. Along with assignment flow action, we have something called verify claim. Okay, we have something called verify claim. So what is this verify claim? This is like a sub process. Okay, so it is like a sub process. So why it has taken the sub process here for this verify claim? Why? Because here in the case, so we did not take the collect information. Once if you select the collect information, it is going to add the assignment, but we have selected approve or reject. So this approve or reject is nothing but, okay, it is like a subflow. Okay, and then whether it is going to approve or it is going to the reject subflow over there. Okay, so likewise you will be having more number of the options here. Okay, like user actions if you want to do, or utilities if you want to do, so you can select them, and what exactly the utility type you wanted to add it here. Okay, load database, persist case. Okay, in case if you want to save the case, you can select the persist case as well. Okay, you can select the persist case. So likewise, in case if you want to send the mail, and if you want to save the data page. Okay, so likewise based on your requirement, in case if you want to change the stage. Okay, if you want to move from one stage to another stage. So right now I am on the 4th stage, right? Okay, from the 4th stage, if you want to go to the different stage, then you can go for the change stage. Okay, likewise even if you want to create the PDF, so you can select based on your need. For example, in case if I select create PDF, okay, and then select, okay, and then save it here. So what it will do, it is going to create an utility in the flow. Okay, it is going to create an utility in the flow. See, it's going to add the utility shape. Okay, with the utility shape, okay, you can have the create PDF. Okay, you can have the create PDF. So this create PDF is the default activity which is available in the Pega. Section name description, automatic details. Yeah, this is the default functionality, create PDF. Okay, so this is going to add here. So likewise, whenever you modify the case type, automatically it is going to add the respective shape in the flow. Okay, for each and every stage, separate flow, and for each and every step you add, it is going to add the different shapes in the flow. Okay, so likewise, you can add the various flows and various steps here and various stages. Okay, so and in general, whenever you select the flow, you see automatically move to the next stage. So after completing the two flow actions, it will go to the vehicle details. Okay, after completing the vehicle details, it will go to the billing. After completing the billing, it will go to the claim. After completing the claim, it will go to the resolve case. Okay, so likewise, how it knows that it should go to the next stage? By selecting the particular option here. Okay, and then billing, claim, and again resolve case. Okay, so then if you want to run this case, how you can run? By selecting to the case types. Okay, select this. Okay, as we already opened that one. Okay, here we have something called run option. Okay, so the vehicle insurance case type does not yet have any fields defined on it. Okay, so how exactly you can do that? How exactly you can add? Right now we have added the collect customer details. Okay, we have added the collect customer details, right? In the customer details flow, okay, we have the collect customer details. Okay, so here it is having the flow action. Okay, so you see here. Now it was just a dummy things. It has created the flow. Now we can create manually all these things. Okay, now the collect customer details flow action. Even under that, if you want, you can add any of the section, like we have the customer personal details, something like that. Okay, we can select save. Now if you run this, it is getting the collect customer details flow here. Okay, so here like this, we can create the case types. Okay, now in the same way for the address details also, in case if you want to have, okay, what you can do here, collect address details. Okay, now if you want to create this also, you can create it. Okay, so customer personal details kind of the thing, then you can save it. So likewise for each and every shape, okay, initially it's like a creating the template version, and then after the template, okay, then you can modify it, and then you can run the case type. Okay. And here, okay, as I said, okay, we have the various views here. You see here how exactly we wanted to have the view. Okay, like case attachments, case details, case overview. Okay, so if you want to create it, and we have the various settings also here. Okay, so under the settings also, you know, right? Okay, in the flows we will be giving the initial urgency 10. Okay, so that means when it is routed to the particular operator for processing the work object, okay, so initially it will be showing the urgency 10, and based on the SLA the urgency can be increased, and so it will show to the user. Okay, so if the highest urgency says that, okay, it has to be worked upon immediately. Okay, lowest urgency means we can take it later. Okay, and even when you run this case type, initially we are not able to see anything. Okay, so once if you click done, then the next flow action which we have added will be displayed here. Okay, in case in the initial also, if you want to display something over there, okay, in the data model, here we can add the fields over there. Okay, in the same case type, okay, actually in the workflow we have selected the stages and again flows, and again under the flow various steps. Okay, but in the initial screen also, if you want to display something, okay, then we can add it here. We can add the fields here. Okay, like a property of this name already existing. Okay, it is giving that this property is already existing. Okay, then let me take customer number. Okay, customer name, I think all these properties would be already available. So what it will do, it is going to create the new things over there. Customer, say something. ID name address customer. Number. Okay, and even in case if you want to make it, it is a optional, or else if you want to change the things also you can do it. Okay, what kind of the data it should be accepted. Okay, so here this is a calculated field. In case if you want to do the calculated field, then you can apply this one. So how exactly? So if you want to add two numbers and if you want to display it here, right? So you can make the calculated one as well. Okay, and then even in case if you want to delete also, you can delete that one. Okay, now if you run it, yeah, see. So in the initial display, whatever the properties you will be referring, that will be taken as a first screen properties. Okay, and later once if you're done, then it will move further over there. Then it is going to move further. So likewise, so the cases can be there. And the next thing is like the app in the case type. Okay, here we will be having P by default. So first, how we created it? By going to the case types. Here we have added a case. Okay, after that it is going to create a case, and then by opening that particular case, we have added the functionality as per our requirement. Okay, so this is the case type look and feel, but internally for each and every stage it is going to have the different processes, means different flows, and again for each and step which is going to have the separate shape over there. Okay, now in case if you want to modify the functionality of this particular case, okay, so for this also it is going to create one rule. So what is the rule it is creating for the complete case means that you can see in the app explorer. Okay, so what is the class name? Vehicle insurance. Under this vehicle insurance, okay, here under the process category, under the case type, you will be seeing something called PY default. Okay, if you open this PY default, okay, now here also the actual rule will be there. Okay, how you will be having the flow? For the customer details, we have the flow, but in the case type, this flow, how it is looking like this. The customer details flow contains two assignments, right? Two assignments. So actual case type graphical user interface is different. Okay, but internally it is referring to the flow is different. Okay, in the same way for the complete case also, okay, the rule which it is creating is called PY default. Okay, now if you select the PY default here, okay, here also you will be seeing various tabs, processes, calculations, stages, attachment categories, advanced and all. Okay, if you go to the stages, you see here also you can see all the stages which you have added in the case type. Okay, so how many stages we created? 5. Customer details, vehicle details, billing, claim, and again resolve case. Same thing if you open the PY default also. Okay, under the stages we have primary stages, 5 stages. Okay, so and this customer details stage internally is referring to what? Customer details flow. So how it knows that? Means in this PY default only, so it is specifying that for the customer details stage, okay, the flow which it is running is customer details flow, like this. Okay, it is referring to the customer details flow. Likewise, even if you want to add any new stages also, you can add here. Okay, if you want to delete the existing cases also, you can delete here. Otherwise, even if you want to modify the flow, right now for the customer details flow, it is referring to customer details underscore flow. So where we referred it? Under the PY default for the customer details. Okay, if you come down, automatically launched processes, it is having customer details underscore flow. But I want to change it. I don't want to this customer details flow. Okay, then you can have some other flow here. Okay, earlier I created this customer details screen flow. That also you can select it here. Check out. Okay, check out and then save it. Okay, now if you run this case type, okay, instead of taking the one which it has taken by the default one, okay, it will take our own screen flow. See, policy details, vehicle insurance, vehicle details. So likewise, we can even change the flow which it is referring to the each and every stage. So where exactly we can change it? By going to the PY default. Under the PY default for each and every stage, okay, so it will be having the automatically launched processes. You see, here it is the vehicle details. Even if you want to change the flow for this also, you can change it here. Okay, billing. So for the billing also, you can change this one. Okay, so and then skip stage when. Okay, skip stage when. So right now, how exactly it is moving from the customer details to vehicle details, and then billing details, and then claim details, and then resolve case. Okay, so billing, sometimes this billing I want to display based on the condition. Okay, in that case what you can do is, okay, so for this billing if you want to change based on the condition, here go to the PY default, and then for the billing, okay, here skip stage when. By default what it is having, automatically move to the next stage. Okay, wait for a user action or wait for the user action or else resolve. Okay, so here also you can add the when rule. Okay, in case if you want to create a new when rule, you can create it. Otherwise, you can modify the existing when rule like that. Modify brand new. So if it is brand new vehicle, then only I want to apply the billing. Then in that case, you can select like this. Okay. So likewise, various conditions also you can apply. And then even if you want to apply some validation or else if you want to apply some service levels also you can apply. I think we have seen this. Okay, applying the SLA. Even if you select the billing, okay, here also you can select the SLA. Okay, even the validation also we have here. See, skip stage when. Okay, and set entry validation. Okay, even if you want to attachments required for stage entry, then also we can add the required attachment. So likewise, you can either apply any changes through the case type rule, otherwise by going to the PY default also. Okay, under the PY default, it's like a more user friendly kind of the thing, but this is like a, this is useful for the end user. End user means business analyst, but this is user friendly for the developer. Okay, from the developer perspective, this is very easy. Okay, but from the business analyst, he don't know the development, so he can simply add the stages and he can simply add the processes, he can simply add the steps like this. So like this, there are two ways. So whichever the way you want to modify it, you can modify over there. Okay, and then here we have something called calculations. Okay, what do you mean by this calculation? So property to calculate. Okay, property to calculate. Okay, so and calculated property and the case type. Okay, and then again property. So what do you mean by this exactly? Okay, sometimes what I want to do here, I'll be having the parent and again child case type relationship. Okay, parent and again child case type relationship. Okay, when do we need to go for the parent and when do we need to go for the child case relationship? Okay, means for example, okay, so if anybody wants to join in the organization, what exactly here? Okay, there are child initially documentation. Okay, so I have submitted all the documents, and then here police verification. Okay, and then education verification. Okay, so and then again experience verification. Okay, likewise. Okay, I can have even 4 different subcase types. Okay, I can have 4 different subcase types. Okay, whenever each and every subcase is completed, okay, then I can get some data to the parent case. Okay, so here sometimes in the onboarding itself, okay, whenever the employee completed the interview process and all likewise, okay, then it goes to the onboarding process. Under the onboarding, okay, if you want to take further, okay, if you want to give the release the offer letter, okay, what I want to do before joining itself, I want to take all these inputs. So if all these inputs are fine, okay, then only I can take him into the organization. So on the very first day of the organization, okay, before going to the joining into the company, okay, I want to finish all these things. So if everything is fine, then only I can take him into the organization. So sometimes even it happens for many of the employees, so your background verification is still not yet completed. Okay, so can you please come tomorrow? Okay, instead of taking you into organization today, so you please come tomorrow. So these kind of the mails also we'll be getting, this kind of the information also we'll be getting. Okay, so like this, all these child cases are completed, then only I want to go. So how exactly this person will be knowing this is the parent case, okay, this is the child case. Okay, so from the child case, okay, he'll be sending the information. Yeah, background verification is good for all these things. Okay, experience verification is good, education verification is good, police verification is good. Okay, so likewise he want to send some information from child case to the parent case. Okay, child case to the parent case. So this is called a population of the data. Okay, this is called a populating the information from child case to the parent case. And initially from the onboarding, okay, so it will be coming like this. Okay, from parent to child. So this is like a both the ways. From parent to child, the information has to come. Okay, for the education verification department, I need to pass the candidate details. Even for the experience verification also, I need to pass the candidate details. Okay, so likewise populating from parent to child and from child to parent, how exactly we can do means here that is called data propagation. Okay, here we can call something called data propagation. Okay, so through the data propagation, you can copy the data, you can pass the data from parent to child, from onboarding to documentation, from onboarding to police verification, from onboarding to education verification, from onboarding to experience verification. Okay, from parent to child cases, you can send the data, that is called data propagation. But from child to parent, if you want to send, how exactly you can do? In Pega, you don't have the direct Pega feature to pass the data from child to parent. Then how exactly you can do? Means you can do it manually. Okay, you can do it manually. How? Manually populating the data from child to parent through data transform or activity like this. Okay, so we can take the parent class, parent case class name, and again child case class name, and then we can do the property set from child to parent. Okay, so child to parent you can do through the data, through manually, but parent to child you can do through the data propagation. Okay, so this data propagation you can do here through this aggregate properties. Okay, here we can select the calculator property in the parent and then from the child case the property. Okay, likewise you can do it. Okay, so under the process also, here it is going to specify what is the start case. Okay, if you take this py default rule, okay, for each and every stage we have the flow. At the same time you have py start case also. So where exactly it is referred means here. Okay, under the case you have something called py start case. So what exactly this py start case contains? So it is contains just one subflow. Okay, so what is the purpose of this subflow? Okay, it is going to initialize the stages over there. Okay, these and all are Pega defined, Pega process engine. It's not created by us. It is the Pega default rule set. Okay, default flow, and even the prefix also px. Okay, it is under the work class. So this initialize stage is what? This is the activity rule. See here. Okay, so here it is going to initialize and get the first stage. Okay, so it is going to get the first stage. I'm not sure again whether you remember or not. So generally whenever you run that, okay, you are getting the two properties from the case type. And after selecting the done, okay, after selecting the done, what it will do is internally it is going to call this activity. This activity is going to get the first stage. So what is the first stage? It contains the first stage is here, the customer details. Okay, so in the py default, this py start case is going to run the flow and it is going to get the first stage from the flow. Okay, first stage from this case type. So even in the py default also under the stages we have specified this. Both are same, right? Customer details. So this customer details is the first stage which is referring to the flow which you are referring here. Okay, customer details, subflow kind of the thing. Okay, so from the first stage it is taking the flow and again this flow it is getting it is running the work object. Okay, so like this. So that is the py start case. So the very first flow which it runs when you run the case is called a py start case. And further based on the stages which you refer, it is going to moving further accordingly. Okay, this is one. Okay, and the next one. So here vehicle insurance. In case if you want to have the child case, how exactly you can create it? So here you have something called add a child case type. Okay, so whether do you want to create a new case or you want to take the existing case? We don't have any other cases, so I want to create the new one. So I am just giving like example child vehicle child case. Submit. So you see here. So vehicle insurance is the parent case and the vehicle child case is the child case for this. Okay, and the creation and everything will be as usual. Like we can add the workflows and you can add the data model, you can add the views likewise. Okay, like stage one. As usual, it is going to create the various flows for this. Stage two. Okay, and here again, if you want, you can resolve the case. So for resolving the case, you can select this one. Okay, and here it is having three stages only. It is having three stages only, and again for each and every stage you can add the various processes. So once if you do this automatically, it will be having the flows and all everything over there. So if you go to the App Explorer, okay, you need to refresh it. You see, vehicle child case. And one more thing. Okay. So till now, for creating the work object, for creating the cases, how exactly we run? Directly, we have opened the case and here we have selected the run. But if it is the parent case, okay, under the create menu, under the new, you will be seeing that case type. Okay, you'll be seeing this case type. Okay, 1 second. Okay, So sorry. So likewise also you can create the cases. So generally only the parent cases can be seen and created from here. Okay, create new and again vehicle insurance kind of the thing. Okay, so even if you go to the clipboard also you can see the same thing over there. Okay, the vehicle insurance. This is the cases. Okay, and here showing here we can see starting flows. Okay, all these things. Okay, run this. Once if you run, we can see all these things. Done. Under the PA work page. Okay, so PX stage history shows where exactly you are. Okay, PX process. Likewise. Okay, customer details flow. And once if you move to the next one, submit. Okay, now you have under the vehicle insurance, customer details. So now you have come to the vehicle details, but here I did not add any flow actions, so it is not showing. But if you add the flow actions and sections, those properties will be displayed. Okay, even when you are running the case, you will be seeing the total number of stages it contains. So customer details, vehicle details, billing, claim, and again resolve case. Okay. Now here if you refresh this, PA work page, PX stage history. Right now I am on the second stage. Okay, under the stage name of vehicle details. So likewise also you can see which one we completed. The custom details is completed. Okay, so likewise also we can debug it and we can see this in the clipboard as well as in the tracer as usual. In the tracer as usual it contains. Okay. Yes, ma. So that's the case management mainly. And I just wanted to tell you one more thing